remember the first time I played it for Billy and went, "What do you think?" And he went, "What the hell is that?"
You mentioned Rebel Yell. It's such a particular solo that's just, it's like, it's so explosive. It's such a, again, it's this wall of sound thing, but the textures that are going on there, it's not by chance that that's come out the way that it is. And it doesn't really sound like anything else at the time in terms of that power that comes in when it starts and tells this beautiful arc. How did you build it, and what was the signal chain for that?
Conceptually, for the solo, let's start with a bit of Chuck Berry. That's why it opens with a very rudimentary, as rock and roll, roots rock as you can. And then I remember saying to our producer, Keith, you know, we knew we had a winner with that song. The song, the backing track was great, the lyrics was great, the concept was great. And I knew that the solo needed to be more than just notes. And I brought in a copy of Billy Cobham Spectrum record and played him Tommy Bolin's solo from Quadrant 4, where he suddenly takes over on the Echoplex and does this sound effect. And I said, I don't want to copy that, but I want it to have the same impact. And I used to collect these toy ray guns, and somehow I was watching. I remember I was watching I Love Lucy because I only had a black and white TV in my parents' basement. Got the guitar, got my little PV Bandit amp, and I'm playing with this ray gun, and I hear it through the pickups, and I go closer and closer, and it gets louder. And I went, wow, this could be something. So I opened it up, and I knew enough about electronics to know that a potentiometer is basically a variable resistor. So I poked around in there, wired up a potentiometer instead of where the resistor was, and lo and behold, it varied the rate of the sound effect. Drilled a hole in the side of the thing, put it in there, walked into the studio and said, check this out, and we added the Lexicon PCM 41, which I had to the repeats as well, and it worked, and I remember the first time I played it for Billy and went, what do you think? And he went, what the hell is that? He goes, but it's great. It's exactly what's needed. So I think we stumbled upon, the concept was right, and it was just a matter of finding the right tools to make that happen. As far as gear, that entire record was recorded on a Kramer Pacer that I paid $600 for. I went into a Sam Ash music store in half a mile from my parents' house in Queens, and I wanted a guitar with a Floyd Rose on it, but I never intended it to be the main guitar for the album. I thought, oh, it's not a massive investment. I can try, see if I like this thing, this Floyd Rose thing. And it ended up being, well, first of all, it stayed in tune great. So our producer, Keith Forsey, kept saying, use that guitar, it's in tune, I had a pedal board of all Boss effects at the time, Boss compressor, Boss EQ, chorus, digital delay, and a Boss volume pedal. Really good, had this magnetic way of controlling the volume. I don't know why they stopped making it. It was an incredible volume pedal. Didn't have a potentiometer to wear it. And my trusty Marshall amp, which I had years before Billy Idol. I had built a pedal board for somebody, and they traded this amp with me. 100-watt Marshall, not a plexi, it's a metal face, I think a 71 with a matching cabinet.